gonna be terrible.
Hello and welcome to Best of the Bottom, where bottom class people bring you bottom shelf blues. And when the hell will I get this right? I keep fucking this up. But we're here, we're live. I am the Reverend JP. This is, and like I said, we're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze, and we are here every Monday night at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That is 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern. There you have it. But tonight's agenda, normally we have a booze and news segment. We will not be doing that tonight because we have lots of things to talk about. We have the update on a local decapitation here. We have our Florida Man, which is a segment where we read a Florida Man headline and we make up the story. Like I said, it's not what actually happened, it's what we believed happened. And is Celestial Seasonings founded by a cult? We asked this question. Have we been being teabagged by a cult all these years? I don't know. And we shall be reviewing High West Whiskey. It is distilled out of Utah. And this was a gifted whiskey. And there's a whole long story on the back that I will probably read when we actually get to the review. But before we get things fully rolling, if you enjoy our stupid shenanigans, you can find links to all of our social medias right here at pericoproductions.com. It has links to everything, the Twitch channels, the YouTubes, everything. It's all right there. We also have our Facebook, Twitters, all those things. And if you are watching this later on the YouTubes, please like, share, subscribe, enable notifications, and leave comments. We like comments, whether you're just talking trash or not. Leave comments, and then we have audio versions available at bestofthebottom@podbean.com. Oh, Nico's up in here, and so is Maverick. What? Just wanted to say a quick hello, and before we get this ball fully rolling, we have what we call the Bag of Doom. And then this giant ass sack, we have a whole bunch. I think I counted, we were at like 80 some shots last I checked of shooters, because New Mexico is no longer doing the shooters. So I bought all that I could. I just dropped a bunch of money and we got a buttload of shooters. So in this giant sack, we'll reach in here, we will draw, and whatever we get out is what we have to drink. And yes, it is quite the girthy sack. It's the first time anybody's ever said that about me.
Okay.
Don't look.
Rumplemans.
All right.
That's why I like Rumplemans. It's good.
Jack Daniel's Honey Whiskey is what I got.
I'm recently just found I really like honey whiskey.
Oh. Well, that's quite lovely.
Regular whiskey sucks, so this is going to suck no matter what happens. I'm not looking forward to drinking this whiskey, honestly. Thank you so much for the whiskey, by the way.
It was Extreme. Extreme gifted us this whiskey. It's a small batch whiskey. I don't know how much it normally costs, but this was gifted to us. So it still falls under bottom class. Am I right? Bam.
Yeah, there you go. How you like that logic?
So before we get this ball officially rolling, let's do a little cheers to the 11 people watching us right now.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Cheers to all of you watching and those of you chatting. It is a fantabulous day. And this is to you. Oh. I get it.
Am I right?
Honey whiskey. I get it. I get it. I get it. It is. It is damn fine. It is damn fine whiskey. Oh, and I have a water bottle for you here somewhere too.
Oh, I already had it.
Oh,
It's on
okay.
the floor over here. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, yes. And I guess Maverick wants to be the first being him, of course, because he's our special child.
Is it Extreme PhD?
Extreme PhD. He's the one that gave us this. Why, hello, Animated Object 97. Hello. It's exciting to see so many people up in this biatch here. Who knew this little podcast would get this many people?
Thank you for coming.
But as I like to say, one of the first things we like to do is we find a Florida man headline and we don't read the story. We just find the headline and make up what happened. Sometimes it's a happy ending, sometimes it's not, but more often than not, meth is involved because it's Florida. Much like New Mexico, meth is usually involved. This week's Florida man. Oh, I spelled that wrong. But as a Florida man is arrested, not performs, a Florida man is arrested after allegedly pouring ketchup on a sleeping girlfriend.
That's hilarious.
Well, you know.
I was like,
I didn't proofread. You performed. Confused me too. Look, man. He was trying to get romantic. You know, he was trying to change things up, spice things up a little bit. You know, he looked in the fridge and he was like, oh, chocolate syrup, whipped cream, you know, maybe some honey, some pancake syrup. No, he wanted to be original. This man went ketchup because this motherfucker loves his burger and fries and some chicken nuggets. So he decided to lather her all up with ketchup. He ran down to McDonald's, got his McNuggets, and he was just going to do some nice sensual dipping off of that. I mean, body shots, that is so passe. That is the 80s. No. Ketchup, nuggets, maybe dip a little double cheeseburger up in there and just, you know, it was just about the bromance. It was about the bromance. He was trying to be spontaneous and just wake her up in a loving, romantic way. And unfortunately, she didn't see it that way. She just didn't see it that way. You know, ketchup is one of those things. You love it, and most people do, and some people just absolutely hate it. This lady, she was anti-ketchup. She was anti-ketchup from the start, and unfortunately, he did not find his soulmate in this situation. Any other person that had the same love of ketchup that this man had, it would have been a match made in heaven. It would have been a romance created by the gods. But unfortunately, it was not so. And now this man is paying the price simply because his romantic ideals do not match up with hers. And that is the folly of the Florida man.
Free Florida man.
Free Florida man. Oh, and spicy ketchup is a terrible idea. You can't be romantic with spicy ketchup. Just, you know.
Probably not.
The spiciness and the nethers. Oh, that's going to be bad.
I would just throw ketchup out of the equation altogether, honestly. Spicy, not spicy.
Look, I'm not that big of a fan of ketchup. You know, I'm not like our sister who enjoys apples and ketchup. But, you know, that's in the ether now. It's part of the zeitgeist. So Deborah loves apple and ketchup. Noted.
Try to use it as lube. Yes.
I mean, honestly, there's a good chance lube was a possible idea. He reached for the KY, and unfortunately, I'm out. What do I have as the next best thing? Ketchup. I mean, that might have been the real story, but you know what?
It probably was the spicy ketchup, and that's why she's.
Oh yeah, I would be pissed. I mean, you can't get spice in the nethers. No spice in the nethers. Have we not learned anything?
Rule number 1: no spice in
no spicy nethers.
No spice in the nethers.
Nothing. Can't do it. It's horrible. But that was our Florida man. Diane, do you have anything to add to this, Florida man?
No, you nailed it.
Fucking nailed it. Bam! In the
Just like
books.
every time.
Oh, I'm still not used to this color. Anyways, time to move on to our next subject. So we are going to be reviewing. Normally, right now, I bust into the booze in the news. Like I said, we're not going to get to the booze in the news because we got kind of a long subject and also have an update. So we'll call our local update the booze in the news, even though I don't think booze was involved, but there probably was some sort of meth involved because there's always meth involved. But first off, this is going to be an awkward segue, but we're reviewing High West whiskey. It is distilled in Utah, and this is part of batch 19K05. It's usually a small batch whiskey, so I'm assuming this is probably pretty expensive. It is probably expensive.
We didn't look it up.
I didn't look it up. But here's the story on their back. High West Distillery is passionate about the American West's natural beauty. That's why we want to raise awareness of one of the most fantastic projects of our time, the American Prairie Reserve in northeastern Montana. This is an amazing effort to assemble the largest wildlife reserve in the lower 48 states. When stepping onto the plains of American Prairie Reserve, it is easy to imagine the landscape as Lewis and Clark and Native Americans saw it. This, with thundering herds of bison, racing bands of pronghorn antelope, and prairie dog towns dotting the horizon.
It's like the world's smallest print. On the back
it is very tiny print. When complete, the reserve will be approximately 5,000 square miles, larger than Yellowstone, Yosemite, and Grand Teton National Parks combined. Go to AmericanPrairie.org to learn how to visit and support this worthy cause. Now talking about the pronghorn antelope, which is a random transition, but capable of running at speeds upward to 55 miles per hour. The pronghorn antelope is North America's fastest land mammal and performs. We'll say performs this time. and performs the continent. Wait, what?
Couldn't find the word again.
Mammal.
There.
The land mammal, and performs the continent's second longest land migration of more than 500 miles because of their love of travel. Do they know antelope love travel? Do they know this? I don't think so. Did they ask them, like, oh, hey, do you love travel? And they're like, oh, yeah, man, we motherfucking love travel. I don't think they asked them. But either way, because they travel so far. Oh, shit, I lost my space on this tiny print.
Basically, it's
pronghorn requires large areas of open and intact grasslands. Moreover, pronghorn populations have decreased 98% since the 1800s. Due to habitat destruction, American Prairie Reserve helps pronghorn through its ongoing fence removal efforts and by conserving wildlife corridors. Our American Prairie is a carefully crafted blend of straight bourbons, at least 2 years old, stored whiskey from High West, blah, 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 has their little website, making a great sipper and thoughtful person's whiskey. Are we thoughtful? I don't know. Let's find out.
Yes.
High West pledges to donate 10% of our after-tax profits from the sale of this bottle to the American Prairie Reserve. Be thoughtful and help us protect the preserve America's natural resources.
Maverick, you're also rated is goes to look up how much a gift costs.
What's that?
To look up the price of a gift.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm bottom class. So.
Yeah, I'm looking up. I was like, he's like, oh, hey, you should try this whiskey. And I said, okay, and you brought it to me. And now we're trying this whiskey. So, because we're supposed to be thoughtful people, we're going to try this as intended first. I'm going to put it in our cups, and we're going to sip on it, and we're going to see how it is. And then we're going to be bottom class and add Coke. Because, well, I mean, if you didn't see the title of this channel, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But let the adventure begin. That looks good enough. All right. Bam. There we go. It's American Preserve.
It's American Preserve. I'm afraid. No, see that's bad. That's a bad reaction, Justin.
I mean, honestly, I'm not a big fan of whiskey. I've tried, but we are vodka people. We are from the land of Poland, and it's, I've tried to be a whiskey sipper. I've tried different brands, and it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm not cultured enough. I don't know, but it's not me. It's not me. Diane, how do you feel about it?
Well, I figured we would take a shot and then go to mixed drinks. Sipping on this was never like.
It's supposed to be. It said sipping whiskey. That's
I know,
what it said.
but like.
I put it on the rocks. I did what the label said.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, more power to you. But I also am not a fan of whiskey, so the idea of sipping on this the whole time, I'm kind of like, oh,
Nico,
this is rough.
She suggested do an apple slushy with apple whiskey. That would probably be better. Now,
I like flavored whiskeys, but like I've had, it's another one of those cases where you've had bad drinking experiences with alcohol, and you just don't fuck with it anymore. You're just
that's kind of where I'm at. The very first time I ever blacked out was on Evan Williams, and I woke up. I broke my Roku. The TV was askew. My mattress was falling off the bed. I was laying on the floor. It was a whole thing. But yeah, just ever since then, whiskey has not been a friend of mine. So
I would say, but as far as whiskeys go, they taste like whiskey. Like it's hard to describe because it's like I stay away from it. To me, it tastes like shame. You know, I really can't review a whiskey very well.
Yes, whiskey tastes like shame. So, if you are a cultured whiskey enthusiast, this is probably some bomb ass shit. We are not those people. We are just not. Give us, low to mid shelf vodka. We're happy campers. But small batch barrel whiskey, well, not so much.
It's not bad. I like once we get some soda in it, I'm sure it's gonna be delicious.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be bomb.
A shot, that's what I feel like for sipping. I don't know. If we were taking a shot of it, I might feel differently, but like sipping is a horrible experience.
Yeah, it's not for me. But Nico once again says, "Slushies go get it with any liquor," and you know what? I agree. I strongly agree. I remember spending many of years going to the local Sonic and getting a slushie, coming back to the house, putting a pint of whatever, and usually a vodka, sometimes a whiskey, just kind of depending on the slushie that I got. And you know what? It never steered me wrong. It was always a pleasant experience. Until me and our friends' wives locked us out of the house. So, that was a thing that happened. But here, I brought you a regular Coke.
Oh, shucks.
Diane got regular Coke. I got Coke Zero because
I'm just going to drink this Coke.
Because as a typical fat kid, I get stuff with loads of calories, and then I get a Diet Coke. Because, I got to watch my figure. Get 2 double cheeseburgers, 2 large fries, and I don't know, fucking ice cream, and then don't forget the Diet Coke.
Coke Zero is really good.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's like the best diet soda. I would say, well, Diet Dr. Pepper's pretty close, but like it actually tastes not diety.
Oh, why? Thank you. Maverick's already watching my figure.
Wow.
I don't have fair toss, so I just. Let's try this with Coke. Or you can just drink your Coke. Jesus Christ.
I haven't had a proper Coke in a while. I've been drinking those.
I will say.
How much do you put in yours?
I don't know. Let's fill up to a. There's a lot of whiskey in here.
Yeah, well, I was like, you know me, like I when I pour stuff in, I just the more alcohol, the better. But
all right, I'm gonna. Sorry, I already tasted it. I'm gonna be a dick. I can't tell the difference between this and Jack and Coke, or an Evans and Coke, Evan Williams and Coke. I think whiskey and Coke is just whiskey and Coke. It doesn't matter. It all comes out the same. The only difference is if you're doing SoCo and Coke. Southern Comfort and Coke just ends in a night of bad decisions. Just a night of terrible decisions. Oh, it's just bad. I almost was gonna get the Dr. Pepper too, because I discovered at one point I was doing a Evan Williams and Dr. Pepper, and it suddenly tastes like this. It has like a cream soda feel to it, and it's fucking tasty. We can all agree Pepsi can go fuck itself.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I'll drink Pepsi, but it's usually not my top choice. I mean,
I really just want this Coke.
He's gonna drink the Coke.
Coke is so good, and I don't drink sodas anymore, so this is just the.
Now, we have a little update on. Okay, so last week we got to talking about. There was a decapitation here locally in a park at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Actually, probably it happened at midnight. I talked about it a little bit. It was a gruesome crime scene. At first, we were thinking it might have been cartel related. So I don't know if this is good news, but it was not a cartel that did it. So I don't know if that's good news or not.
I think that's good news.
Yeah, I guess it's good news. Cartels aren't being bold and decapitating people and leaving bodies in the middle of the streets here in Cruces. So there's an upside to the story. But it turns out, apparently this was a love triangle between 3 homeless folks. There was the decapitator, his girlfriend, and the decapitatee. So you got the perpetrator, the girlfriend, and the victim.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, not the first time you've done that.
That's true.
So the story seems to be that apparently the victim had some sort of sexual relationships with the girlfriend of the perpetrator and stole all her stuff. There was a confrontation in the park, and the perpetrator told the victim to give all her stuff back. He said no, and I fucked your girl kind of thing, being a real dick about it. So the perpetrator decided to take out his pocket knife. I'm not sure how this ended up happening, but he spent 3.5 hours trying to decapitate this guy in the middle of this park, drug his body to the middle of the roadway, and then proceeded to play soccer with his head. When police arrived, this dude was sitting under a tree holding the head.
Was he?
Yeah, that's story I'm getting. Yeah, just sitting under the tree holding this man's head. And of course, all the information is coming from, I guess, the girlfriend and this guy. So whether there was a whole thing about sexual relations and theft, I don't know. But this guy spent 3.5 hours trying to cut this guy's head off with a pocket knife Hopefully it wasn't a dull pocket knife, because that'd be even more intense.
It's 3.5 hours.
So maybe it was a dull pocket knife. But 3.5 hours, and then proceed to play soccer with this man's head. Yeah, that's the crazy shit that happened. And like I had mentioned before, that the perpetrator was actually a suspect in another homicide a few years back that apparently just got dismissed for whatever reason. I don't know. It was just decided, oh, no, I'm dismissed. Who the fuck knows why? But it was dismissed. But yeah, that is the crazy shit that happened last week, and that is the latest update. I had a lot of more information last week, but I didn't want to I don't want to say too much because, well, it wasn't public information now. Now it's all out there in the public, and that is what happened. Purple's probably a Scorpio. Yep. Those zodiac signs, man. They'll get you every time.
Yeah. I was talking to my friend about it, and we were talking about, would you rather find the head or the body? And I would rather find the body.
Yeah, because
the head, the face part is what's the scary part.
Yeah, I mean, it's just looking at you.
That's the creepy part of
death. That would be.
You'd be doing me a favor if the body didn't.
That'd be alarming, you know. Like you're outside and there's just head staring at you. That would be disturbing.
Again, also condolences to the families of these people.
Yes, if they have family, I have no idea the situation.
Yeah, I don't know either. But just in case, you know, like we are making fun of this, but also this must be awful.
I mean, it is awful, but I'm trying to make light of the situation as much as you can make light of a random decapitation.
Exactly. I'm still going to joke, but I do it with somewhat of a heavy heart.
Yes. It is a joke with a heavy heart. It is, I mean, I'm not going to lie. It disturbed me. Like, when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like I said, a standard shooting or stabbing or whatever, that's par for the course within New Mexico, in Las Cruces. I mean, we get a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Thank you for having a dark sense of humor like ourselves. It gets awfully dark sometimes, and I appreciate you coming with us on this dark journey. And I mean, I didn't know how to transition out of this story, but that was, I mean, we're going to go from this to a cult. So, I mean, it was just.
Yeah, I think people are definitely talking about this one. Like,
oh yeah,
it's a big deal.
Like I was talking about last time, they had a shooting at the same park on Easter, and you know what happened? They went on the way. They continued hunting their eggs, and nobody batted an eye. You know, but this is a pretty intense thing. Yeah, it's kind of like that whole scene in Pulp Fiction, where he accidentally shoots the guy in the back seat, and you just can't help it, and you start laughing, even though it's pretty disturbing. But you know, that's kind of the situation that we're at right now. Oh, and we got the pun. The decapitator was super motivated, always trying to get ahead.
But ain't
it? Yeah, didn't work. Yeah. Strong work.
Yeah. Strong work.
I appreciate it. All right. So we're going to move along because this is quite the situation here. So, Celestial Seasonings, Sleepy Time Tea. This is our transition. Speaking of losing your head, don't lose your head over this. I don't know. So Celestial Seasonings, right? This lovely sleepy time tea was founded by a cult, essentially. There's a lot of it unpacking. I have a lot of notes. I have a couple pages of chaotic notes. This is my ADHD mind, working here. So
you get back here and explain yourself.
I'm going to explain myself. Those are not the zodiac letters, because I was not born yet. But Celestial Seasonings was created in 1969. Hey, this is messed up. I am no Ted Cruz. My feelings are mildly hurt about this. But Celestial Seasonings was founded by Mo Siegel, John Hay, and Peggy Clute. Apparently, in 1969, they went out to some fields in Boulder, Colorado, collected a whole bunch of various herbs, started creating some teas that was originally named Mo's Herbal Teas, and they were selling them to local health stores and herbal shops and stuff like that. This is how the herbal tea movement really kind of got started, because before then, prior to that, most teas were pretty much your standard like Earl Grey teas. It was produced in America and England. Just your standard black tea that you get everywhere else. Herbal teas was not necessarily a thing yet. And yes, some herbal teas are great for movements of sorts. But this, I'm trying to figure out how to break this down, because there is so much to unpack. Yes, it was a poop joke.
The chuckles within me.
But in 1969, he sold these herbs. Later on, they changed it from Mo's Herbal Teas to Celestial Seasonings. And in 1972, Sleepy Time and Red Zinger, their two main products, became well known, and that kind of started this whole herbal tea craze across the U.S. Now, around that same time, Mo Siegel had discovered there's this book called the Urantia Book. Now, this is where shit gets weird.
Okay.
Very weird. So, Urantia Book talks a lot about eugenics. Mo, when he first read this book, at first he says in not Urantia. There, it's in the chat. So he found this book called Urantia or Urantia, whatever the fuck it is. But supposedly there is an unknown author that created this book. And when he found this book, he said it was powerful and moving. And God damn it, Maverick, quit with your puns and the urine jokes. I'm trying to be serious here.
Maverick.
Don't encourage him, man.
Sorry.
He's taking this shit over.
Well, forgive me.
God. Okay. Did you watch any of the stuff I told you to watch? You did not. Your research is, I tell you about it and you go, okay.
No, I normally do, but I told you. I took a wrong misstep in my day and it fucked up my whole day. Okay.
Like I said, dabs. Nobody needs to be that high.
Exactly. I was not planning to take a dab. Somebody offered me a dab. I don't really do dabs. I was like, but when they come my way, I don't say no. And the dab I was offered was huge, and I said, no. Cut that down. I can't handle all that. So he cut it in 75% off of it. I took it and I'm still dying. I'm still dying. It must. I don't know. I don't know if it was still big, but in comparison, I was just like, oh yeah, that's small.
You don't need a lot of dabs.
Killed me.
At least you can speak.
Yeah, I couldn't when I first took it. It's been a while, dude.
Could you imagine the entire podcast of dying just be all?
Oh my goodness, it was. I was home and I was just like, I called my best friend because I was like, dude, I took a dab and I'm not sure if I'm freaking out or not. I was just like, I think I'm good, but at the same time, I don't know. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get shit done. This will be fun. I'm super high. I'm going to clean my room. I'm going to tidy up just real quick before I go.
And now.
And then I took one step in my room and all of a sudden I was just like, I think I'm having a panic attack. And I just was like, dude, I need to talk to somebody and just steer me back on the right path here. And she did. So Thank you, Sammy. I got here eventually.
I'm going to steer us back to topic.
Sorry.
Speaking of steering. Now, the Urantia book has a lot of stuff about eugenics, and one of the founding principles of it is apparently there was 6 groups of life forms, which was red, yellow, orange, blue, green, and indigo. And they say there's racial superiority, basically being that we'll get to that note later because you saw my hieroglyphics. But Mo decided that this has moved him. This changed his life, and he found inspiration. I wish it was because it was rainbow, that it was gay superiority. But unfortunately, that is not where we are going. That is just not where we are going. It's not. I apologize. It's going to go way off the deep end. So it is believed that a man named William Sadler is the actual author of this book. William Sadler was part of the Seventh-day Adventist Church for years and years. He actually was a medical doctor. He worked in a sanatorium where he met John Harvey Kellogg and ended up marrying his niece, Lena Celestia Kellogg, in 1897. In 1906, that's when he went to med school. 20 years. In 1907, he left the Seventh-day Adventist Church because it sounds like John Harvey Kellogg was kicked out of the church, which I don't know the backstory of why he was kicked out of the church, but he was. So they all left the church. And by the way, John Harvey Kellogg invented cornflakes to prevent people from masturbating. So, fun fact. I'm just trying to tie this all in. So he leaves them, gets involved in, he starts getting involved in a bunch of other spiritual beliefs. Neko just read that fact too. But yes, Kellogg's was cornflakes is to prevent masturbation.
I know this story.
I don't think it worked.
Probably. Who knows? I don't really eat them that much. So maybe if I ate them more, like if you actually applied the Kellogg's, maybe masturbation stops.
Yes. So
yes. I know the story from drunk history. That's how I know the story.
I think I heard it there, and I've heard it on a couple of different things.
And maybe
a
dollop.
So after left the church, this William Sadler wrote 40 books on spiritual and medical shenanigans, all kinds of stuff. In 1910, he actually went and studied under Sigmund Freud. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to name drop all kinds of historical people in here. And then somewhere between 1907 and 1911, William Sadler came into contact with a man that had some sort of a sleep disorder where he would like talk in his sleep and say all kinds of crazy stuff. And William Sadler believed he wasn't crazy. He was actually this alien being that he was saying he was. And he created a committee, and they had these meetings where they would come up with questions to ask this man while he was sleeping and talking in his sleep, supposedly. So, I got my unicorn farting book in there.
That kind of makes the facts you're presenting before us.
We've talked
questionable.
We've talked about the unicorn farting book once before. But sometime during the 1907 and 1911 is when he talked to this guy, and that's when he started writing multiple other books that really focus on eugenics and how there's racial superiority and everything else. And this William Siegel also was highly influenced by Madison Grant, which Madison Grant wrote a book called Race Decadence, which in a lot of that he talked about believing the Nordic race is the superior race, and that the Germanic tribes were superior than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Madison Grant also inspired Hitler, who wrote Mein Kampf, and World War II happened.
What else? No, I'm just kidding.
So we got William Sadler, we got Madison Grant, we got Sigmund Freud, we got Kellogg, and we got Sleepy Time Herbal Tea. We got Celestial Seasonings.
Really awesome. I'm honest, like I always go for the Sleepy Time.
Yeah.
That exact one with the little bear.
That is the one that I usually go for too.
You could go in my thing right now, and I guarantee I have probably a couple boxes of that in there.
Well, part of the whole thing is finding this Uranta Foundation, the Uranta book, is part of what inspired him to create these herbal teas. Which, by the way, I have a little. Well, we'll get into that here. I got some screenshots to show you here. I'm trying to give as much backstory and as fast as I can because there's a lot to unpack.
I know. I'm a tad bit lost.
Okay. I'll try to condense it all. Where'd I leave off? Madison Grant, Hitler, William Siegel. So William Siegel claims that him and some of the followers of the Uranta book, it magically appeared in front of them one evening. So there claims to be no author. It just magically appeared. Bam, right there. Bam. So this magical book suddenly appears, and there's no author noted to it. Somewhere along the lines, Mo Siegel discovers the book, decides to go out to the Rocky Mountains, Boulder, Colorado, collect a bunch of herbs, creates Mo's Herbal Tea, later becomes Celestial Seasonings. Over time, Celestial Seasonings gets bought out by the Hain Group, then it becomes Hain Celestial, a different food company. Mo Siegel leads the company and now is the president of the Uranta Foundation, which you can actually pick the book up for free online at their website. I'm not going to promote necessarily the website, but we're going to look through it here in a second here.
I want one.
It gets pretty weird. But a lot of the book in the first few pages kind of just talks about I'll do some screen share here. So you got the Uranta book, which is this thing here. You can get it for free. They have audio versions, all kinds of shit. And this is Mo Siegel. here says Mo, father of 5, lives in Boulder, Colorado, with his wife Jennifer. During the last 30 years, Mo has served on the board of directors of 16 for-profit and not-for-profit organizations. He has spent most of his life in the food industry. Mo began reading the Urantia book in 1969 after spending 2 years living and attending school at the Catholic monastery. He has hosted a Urantia book study group since 1972. During the past 27 years, Mo has served on boards of 3 organizations solely dedicated to the Urantia book. He has been a trustee of the Urantia Foundation since 1998. Now,
go Mo. No, I'm just kidding.
So he has been defending this book and talking about it, but some of the big issues with it is it talks about a lot of the eugenics things, saying that people of red, yellow, and blue are the superior groups, and green, orange, and indigo were to be exterminated by Adam and Eve on multiple planets, and the green, orange, and indigo are basically all your non-white races, according to the indigo thing. And so for some reason, when they came to Earth, which is this area, he decided, I guess Adam and Eve failed, and so this book basically is saying genocide and slavery was okay because these other people were supposed to be inferior beings. So Adam and Eve have gone to multiple planets and have exterminated these lower life forms, but failed on this planet. So now it's okay for us to be assholes to other races for whatever reason. I have not read this full book because I just haven't gotten a chance to, and I don't know if I'm going to. I might just out of curiosity. But from what I understand, it sounds like it's very all over the place, and there's a lot of racism in there. That the Urantia Foundation, when asked questions about the racism and everything, they quote random biblical scriptures and just basically deflect, saying that they accept all people, but there are people that are inferior. It's kind of what a lot of his answers are. And Mo Siegel has been obviously very pro, as he's still the president of this foundation to this day. And that is the speed through of it. Oh, and actually, I forgot to mention a lot of these lovely little quotes on the back of the box and that were attached to some of the tea bags
were written by Hitler himself.
Were actually quotes from the Urantia book.
Oh.
They're supposed to be uplifting. And later on, they decided, you know what? Maybe let's just the other quotes. So this one says, "There's nothing like staying at home for real comfort," and that's a Jane Austen quote. So they started quoting other authors, and doing inspirational quotes as opposed to quoting a racist, hate-filled book that was created by some sort of a cult. That's kind of the speed through version. I'm trying to unpack it. Dan, do you have questions?
No.
God damn it, it's content.
I had been question. Do I have questions? Not really. I mean, you pretty much laid that one out. I just started watching this anime where Adam is called to fight Zeus. I can't remember the name of it. But so when you started talking about Adam, my brain was just thinking about how cool
Jesus
that anime was. But yeah, that sounds like some racist shit.
Yeah. Oh, but Mo Siegel's no longer involved with Sleepy Time Tea.
Oh, okay.
So,
but it was just founded by.
It was just founded by a racist cult member. So take that information as you will and decide what you want to do with it. I mean, they did face some of their own little controversy later on, claiming that their teas were 100% organic and they found to have a bunch of pesticides and a lot of other dangerous chemicals in there. And there was a lawsuit and they changed the ways and all that stuff. But, does it have to deal with the eugenics? I don't know. Maybe it does. Is it? But that wouldn't make sense because if you're propagating eugenics, trying to get white people to drink your tea, but they're going to poison shit in there. That was just corporate greed. But
trying to add more conspiracy theory to the.
Well, I'm just trying to sort this whole thing out because I discovered this whole thing just by happenstance. I was going through my YouTube, and I follow a YouTube channel called Ready to Glare, and she talks about a lot of random stuff. I mean, she's kind of one of these tea YouTubers that talks about shit that's going on. There's a lot of stuff that gets discussed that's like abuse and all kinds of random shit. But she found this by accident, and then I stumbled on it because of her, and then looked into it. And there's an article in Food and Wine magazine about it. There is Ready to Glares. I'll put some links in the YouTube version below for Ready to Glare. And then the more detailed one that I found was for Illuminati. She does a very deep dive into it, and I'll put her link below too in the YouTube version because I don't have a spot to put it here, and I forgot to put it in my banners. So there you go. I was gonna do that, and I forgot. But when I was heard about this, I go, what the fuck? I've been drinking Celestial Seasonings for a long time, particular sleepy time tea. And then to find out that they've been trying to corrupt our impressional minds with horrible eugenics and racism and genocide. And they might be the whole reason why World War II happened,
Honestly, I'm probably gonna brew me some of this later.
Well, now it's full of pesticides instead of hate.
Okay, well,
Well, okay, it's not full pesticides. Well, I don't know.
It says non-GMO though.
It is certified non-GMO now. So we have moved forward in life with this. Do they still have the quotes on the tea bags, or are they just I actually bought this pack today specifically for this podcast.
Could have.
Because
I know I have.
Honestly, I have I've moved on from Celestial Seasonings, and one of my favorite brands is now Yogi. No. Which I hope to God they're not a cult too. Because I can't take tea cults. Enough being teabagged by cults. I've had enough.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I don't mind supporting cults, but this one is a little bit too much for me,
Yeah, I mean,
I guess they're not like really linked anymore, right?
No, they're not linked anymore. But the Urantia Foundation is still alive and well, and Mo Siegel is like diehard supporter of it. And one of his quotes is this book was bold and powerful, and he doesn't care who wrote it or where it came from, but he believes this is fact. And so apparently, let me see if there's any.
I mean, I'm not gonna hold the tea accountable for its,
Oh, and the Urantia also believes democracy is evil and freedom is evil, and basically we should be subservient kind of situation. Mm. So,
well, you just, you just say no thanks and
move on.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, like, because I've always had trouble sleeping my whole life. So, like, when I was a kid, I used to drink some of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been in Mom's cabinet forever.
Yep.
And the worst thing is, before that, we had no idea we were supporting a racist cult.
Well, that's the best way to support it, right?
Not knowing. I don't know if that's the best way to support it.
I mean, if you have to.
If you gotta support it, it's better to be unaware of the situation.
Unaware. I didn't mean to be racist all those years supporting a tea company.
But this is the farting unicorn coloring book.
Have you colored in it at all?
I haven't. I want to.
Is it more of an artifact for you, or?
It's one of those things that's like, now it's just kind of like, it's here. I've taken some notes in the back of it on the blank pages for the other cult episode.
Show us some quality farting unicorns.
Okay.
They're all so cute.
Take that to Cinderella's ball. And it's a unicorn farting on a gown. With a frog? Why does it have the frog prince involved? I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
That one's really cute.
There's a lovely picture of a unicorn diving into a pool. Farting and give it some extra propulsion. Oh. And there is Miss Farty Pants yoga class, where one unicorn is farting in the face of the other unicorn while it is also farting, and many farting unicorns behind it.
Can't get better than that in the book of farting unicorns.
I almost feel like we should start a cult based solely on the fact that unicorns fart.
Yeah. We should put it in a time capsule.
And here's a picture of a unicorn farting and killing its pug. I don't know how I feel about that one, because pugs are quite lovely themselves.
Is it dead? Is it really dead? I didn't get to see it.
It looks pretty dead to me.
It looks pretty happy. I think it's enjoying itself.
Maybe.
Oh, but it does say lethal.
Yeah. So it's either died or maybe it died out of joy. I don't know.
Yeah. If, I'm pretty sure you can't live off a fart.
The lore of this unicorn farting book is very intense. And that is why I, the Reverend JP, am the beholder of this unicorn farting book that I purchased on Wish for $1.99 plus shipping and handling. And I believe you can see this unboxing of this lovely coloring book in our YouTube channel. In one of our unboxings. I think we posted that one. I hope. If not, I just lied to you. And as like many religious leaders, that's what they're supposed to do. Lie to your face. Jesus Christ. Neko says sleepy time tea does not do. She blew like 10 packs in a big gulp cup and nothing.
I was the same, but it was just like, that was before was trying to do sleeping pills and all that stuff, so it was just a lot of sleepy time tea.
That's true.
I remember just being like 5 packs. Pack.
I don't know if it necessarily works or not, but it tastes kind of nice.
Yeah.
It smells good.
Sleeping pills are the devil's work.
For real.
They are. You fall asleep, but does it count if you do weird shit or if you're like...
maybe those are founded by a cult too.
Yeah, for real. Those are possession pills, dude. You fall asleep and then it's like all this shit.
Well, happens. I told you about my friend that tried Ambien for the first time, and he had to go get up and take a piss. And when he got up, he was surrounded by purple people, and they followed him into the bathroom, watched him pee, followed him back, and watched him fall asleep. That's disturbing.
Yeah.
That was the first and last time he ever tried it.
I just had really crazy dreams.
Oh. And Maverick says, sleepy time tea smells like racism and teen spirit.
Is that what that smell was? I was smelling it. Just
you smell the racism. That extra little kick is the racism in there.
Hold on. I want to... Now that I know what that smell is, I just want
to... Yeah. So, the chance of Celestial Seasonings ever being a sponsor of this podcast is probably out the window. Am I upset about it? I don't know. How much were you going to pay us?
How much were you going to pay us? I'll take any amount of money.
Yeah.
I'll be the spokesperson. Hey, we're not racist anymore.
Yeah. There we go. If you need somebody to prove you're not racist anymore, bam. Right here. We are the podcast for you. God damn it. There's a bot in the chat. Bots in the chat.
Bots in the chat.
Bots
in the chat.
I fucking hate bots in the chat.
Bots in the chat.
Eat a dick and die. Unless you like dicks, then eat a vagina and die. Whatever you prefer not to eat.
Just imagine that.
Maybe a dirty asshole.
I've got a banjo now, Justin. Let's start a band.
We've been talking about this.
I know. What are you going to do? Are you going to be the singer, though? Because Sammy's got a guitar.
There's no reason to help you like that. I'm not outing nobody. I'm just saying this bot can simply eat a genital that it does not prefer and die.
I'll tell you what, a Coca-Cola is the most delicious thing.
Are you not even drinking?
No, God, I love the soda. I'm serious. Like,
this is a booze podcast.
I know, but I've given up Coke and it's just so good.
Jesus, mother loving.
I've been sipping on it. I'm further along than you are, sir.
No, that's true. Okay. I take back my
Giving me
statement.
shit. How dare you.
Look. Hi, Wes. You're a fine whiskey.
We should take a shot of it.
And I appreciate.
Since we just give up on the sipping of this shit.
Go. You have to go get the shot glasses. Or are we gonna do? Because we got Bazongas O'Shea. We got one shot glass in here.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
You can go grab another shot.
Yeah.
Glass. Ooh, Bazongas O'Shea, you're dirty. I thought I washed you.
She does her best, all right? Don't judge her.
Jesus, Bazongas. Come on, I thought we talked about this. Oh, you're getting grape tomatoes and you discovered. Well, I'm gonna drink out of a dirty Bazongas O'Shea. While Diane runs off to go get another shot glass. But these filthy bots coming in here trying to taint this wholesome podcast we have going here. This is a wholesome community. Is it not? Are we not family friendly? Do we not care about the children? I think we do. I did say taint. And then we will have a lovely shot from Bazongas O'Shea.
Are these shots? You're taking a shot without me?
No, I just poured my shot.
How dare you raise the strong? What is it? Fuck.
Bazongas O'Shea. I was just saying that she's in the podcast. We have not seen Bazongas O'Shea in quite some time.
It's true.
She's making a reemergence on this podcast. She's a double shot. She brings the pain.
I don't know. I haven't seen her enough to know her personality.
I mean, she's not a woman that most people can handle.
No, but she does need hearts on her furry pasties.
Yeah, well, there was a long conversation to get her to just put the fuzzy pasties on.
That's true.
We will continue this conversation, and eventually, hopefully, she will agree to the hearts.
I think she wants the hearts, and I think she also wants glitter on the hearts.
That is probably, as long as see, she agrees. We will work on modifying seam hearts and glittery pasties for Bazongas O'Shea.
And she wants a boa.
Constrictor?
Yes, boa. She's a bad bitch. She wants a boa and
She's
a boa.
a bad bitch. She's a bad bitch.
Oh, I know I suggested the shot, but seeing it in person.
I suggested this, and now
it's daunting. Yeah.
Much like most decisions in life, it seems like a good idea until you're there. Here we are.
Cheers. Wee.
I'm just not a man of the whiskey. Oh. I'm just not. I'm not. I don't like it.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just not. There's too many bad decisions that I've made while having whiskey. And this one over here.
If I would have
gets.
Excuse me.
This one over here.
Do you want the fist?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. I used to have a very like I just was not emotionally ready for I was gonna say for fucking whiskey, but like I guess just in general.
In general,
I wasn't emotionally stable, so whiskey was something I learned to avoid because I'd get angry.
Oh yeah,
mean drunk.
It was like I said. She punched me in the face.
I punched him in the face.
I mean, I deserved at least 2% of it, but
you deserved 0% of it. But if we're going to say how much percent of it you deserved, I'd at least kick it up to 5.
All right, fine. I will give you 5%.
All right.
102%. Maverick, you fucking traitor. You goddamn bastard.
No, kids, don't hit people. It was just
violence only solves all the problems. I mean, it solves no problems.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I don't even remember what he said that made me think I'm gonna fucking punch him in the face. But I just remember this feeling of just like, I don't know. And then it happened. It was like a snap. Something snapped in me, and then it was like, "Oh my god, here it's flying past." I didn't even know whose fucking fist is this.
And my response was me. What the hell was that for?
Yeah, I did my best too. Well, probably wasn't the best punch, but I did my best.
It was enough for me to go, "What the hell was that for?"
Yeah. It was it's not a shining moment in my life. I actually hate it, and it is part of why I don't do whiskey. I don't like it. It reminds me of just bad times. Just not being. I was not emotionally. I didn't punch him that hard.
No, and she caught me in the jaw, not the eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, not even the jaw. It was more of like the cheek.
I don't know where I was aiming, honestly.
It was just.
I was definitely not aiming for the eyeballs, but yeah. It was a
random moment.
Yeah, it was rough.
And then I was just like, what the hell was that for? And then I left.
Yeah. I think that was St. Patrick's Day.
It was St. Patrick's Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the first time I was like, maybe,
And then I think after that whole thing, you called me and wanted to come up to my house because you were mad at Mom.
Probably.
And then I was like, oh, okay. So I came and picked you up.
Maybe. Probably.
If I remember correctly, that's kind of how it all went down.
I mean, yeah, you I remember you taking that punch with grace and dignity.
Yes.
And I threw it with grace and dignity as well. No, it was.
And Maverick says, you meant to punch me in the butt, then you snake in my face. I see how it is. He said I have a butt face.
Oh.
Yes. That is his contribution to this discussion.
I mean, I have a butt chin, and every time I see myself on the podcast, I'm like, there she is. Wait, we should name my butt cheeks. I meant my chin. I thought it was like, fuck it. Let's name the cheeks. What's up?
I mean, why stop there?
Girls have already been named, so like, let's go butt cheeks.
Maverick says he works for free. That's what you get. All right, fair enough.
But yeah, no, don't. There's no excuse for hitting people. Don't hit people.
Unless they're a threat to yourself. Then you have an excuse.
I'll give it a go.
I mean, I've been in many situations where I've had to throw some chingasos. But I also made a lot of bad decisions in my youth. But I never fell into the traps of Uranta. You brought this back around.
Hey! Life is good. We're
not a complete failure. Yes, Uranta. But I'm feeling like his whiskey is catching up. Oh, I forgot to mention. This whiskey is 46% alcohol per volume, so that would be a 92 proof whiskey. So it's a 6% stronger than your standard whiskeys.
And it's to save the prairies?
It's to save the prairies. So we are drinking to save the prairies.
Absinthe!
Oh, we're going to do an absinthe at some point, too. Let's all absinthe together.
Everyone. To the absinthe.
And then we will not remember what happened until we check the tapes.
I will actually put money into the absinthe.
As a matter of fact, next week, I'm thinking we will do the absinthe. I'm going to get the top brand absinthe, and I'm going to get a cheap absinthe, and we're going to compare, because I've been talking about doing this, and then we're going to do a similar thing with peat whiskey as suggested by... Who the fuck suggested it? Sully, and I forgot which one his name is on the Twitch. I keep thinking of the Cruces Cowboy, but that's his partner. But yeah.
That'd be great.
Nice. I believe we will find some time.
Get Moonbeam. Get everybody.
Absinthe. Like I said, next week I was thinking about doing absinthe because this is going to be a fat check because I worked some ass off and I cashed in some PTO. So I'm going to invest that into doing absinthe next week. We'll be doing some absinthe, and I don't know what else we're going to be talking about. I have not found my topics. I might be talking more about some aliens. I don't know. Because I feel like this podcast has devolved into us drinking and talking cults and aliens. But you know what? It's a brand. We have not just talked regular pop culture in weeks.
No.
But to be fair, we also haven't been that involved in pop culture. Actually, you know what, by the way?
Oh, what? Did you see that? Okay, wait.
Pop culture, before I forget, because I keep forgetting to mention it, Sweet Tooth. It's on Netflix. It is a lovely series. It coincides with this whole pandemic stuff.
Is it too cute, though?
It is like not cute at all.
It feels too cute for me.
It is not cute at all. Yeah, Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth, bitch.
Sweet Tooth on Netflix.
But watch on Netflix because they canceled Jupiter's wrong planet, Jupiter's Legacy. Which, to be fair, Jupiter's Legacy was not near as good as The Boys, but that's a different story. But Sweet Tooth is worth watching on. Yeah, Uranus's Legacy. Why has nobody made that show? But Sweet Tooth is fun. It has a very pandemic origin story. Kind of fits into everything that's happened here. And I think part of it was to be able to work into the fact that people had to wear masks on set. But either way, it's a good show. It's worth checking out.
I don't like cute things very much.
It's not cute. It's actually very fucking dark and people die left and right.
Okay, well, if it gives me something to hold.
It appears cute, but there's a lot of darkness.
I don't know. And the fact that it has DC's name on it doesn't help me feel like, I guess because it's DC, if you were going to get dark from something like that, it would be DC.
It gets pretty fucking dark.
I
Maverick says he says that's inaccurate. He's the cutest thing, and you like him.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty true. Like,
that is true.
He is the cutest thing.
He's as adorable as a Brillo pad with a fucking panda face.
I mean, pretty damn adorable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, but you know what? I have to race like a piss horse. We covered our cult stuff. I'm running out of material. We're almost at an hour and a half. I think we will wrap this up here shortly. I said you are a Brillo pad with a panda face.
I don't know why he chose panda, because pandas, I don't think panda, it's black. What does that mean?
Pandas are fucking adorable.
Yeah.
Are you telling me pandas are not adorable?
No, there's just nothing about his face that is like panda.
I just said there was adorableness. Pandas are fucking adorable. What do you want me to call them? A fucking marmoset?
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck was not adorable.
Kind of.
Some of the tea is rubbing off on me. What?
Yeah, maybe. I was kind of like, you know what? This does feel like a racist thing, because I instantly went to black and white.
I just went to the fact that I think pandas are fucking adorable.
Yeah, you know what? Oh my god, the tea's hit.
I think it's more on you guys than it is on me.
It is. I'm sorry.
I just thought about the cuteness because
forgive me. You know what?
Jesus Christ.
God, cancel me.
You're both being canceled.
Damn it. I tried very little.
Fine. You know what? He's a beaver. He's a motherfucking beaver.
Well, now I'm thinking about the teeth.
I'm thinking about a vagina. He looks like a fucking vagina. Oh!
Burn! Boyfriend, burn! I didn't even think about it being a vagina. I'm sorry. I let not understanding the joke at first just totally sway me to his side, because I was just like teeth, and then he was like vagina, and that's a better burn.
Bam!
So I'm sorry. We might be breaking up. I don't know. I'm not vagina shaming you.
I said you're an adorable vagina.
But I am.
Your 70s vagina.
I think I am. Oh my god, what's that commercial with the chicks that are like period apologies or whatever? I was gonna say Viagra.
I am not from
Midol. That's what it is.
Oh, Midol.
Dude, I'm not gonna apologize.
Midol is actually a great fucking medication.
I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, I have taken several Midol on occasions of having severe headaches. And you know what? That shit works great. I am a man in support of Midol. For all, not just the cramps.
I mean, I don't know why it's for just women, but I'm just gonna go I don't know. It's helped us, man.
It's marketed as for period cramps and all that. But you know what, Manda? You inspired me. If you ever watch this back, you opened my eyes to Midol. It works great.
Well,
there you go.
It's good.
Midol, sponsor us.
My friend Robbie took a bunch of Midol because he thought he took some stuff out of my sister's backpack, thinking it was just for headaches. like it's my doll, and it was like middle school, so everybody's like, "Oh my god, you're gonna like it."
Oh, dude, that it works because
You're
my
gonna
doll,
fall apart. You're
doll,
gonna be emotional. Men can't have my doll. Like
my doll also contains caffeine.
mm-hmm.
And that works great on the old noggin.
Yeah, that's why I use Bear Back and Body for migraines because it's got caffeine and it's really good for.
I usually buy Excedrin because you can get it pretty cheaper, but you know what? It might all works great too. Maverick just snorts coke. You know what? Spoken like a true comedian.
I've never tried Coke, and I'm so afraid.
What do you mean? It's right here.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that was lame.
Yeah, it was. I tried,
but you know what? Here we are.
It's the end of the show. He gave up forever ago. He kind of basically said the show was done, and then we kept talking anyway.
I know. I have to piss.
You leave him alone. He's focusing on keeping it in his.
I'm just. Look, man. I don't want to piss in my yellow shorts. I mean, granted, here look. All right.
You might as well piss in your yellow shorts. They are piss yellow.
Breaking the fourth wall. This is the lower half.
Oh yeah, I guess you're supposed to have fancy pants on underneath, aren't you?
Yes, I'm supposed to be wearing slacks or something, but I'm wearing some neon yellow shorts. That's what I'm wearing. Deal with it. Fourth wall has been broken. I don't know if we ever had a fourth wall, but it is shattered now. It is destroyed by my neon shorts.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that it was like.
Well, they were more neon, but to be honest, I've had these pants a while, and they've been washed several times, and I wear these every day.
And he's pissed in them every single time.
Maybe.
Dulls the pant.
It happens.
He bought the pants thinking.
Oh, the paleness of the leg. Look, man, I wear pants all the time. I can't help it. They're pale.
I didn't look at your pale yams.
Life happens.
Yams? Is it yams or yams? It's yams, huh?
Yams.
For back of your leg? For legs? Yams?
Jams.
Yams.
I want some potatoes now. We have devolved into nothingness. But to wrap it up, Celestial Seasonings was founded by a weird cult. There was a guy decapitated down the street from my house. And this whiskey is probably fantastic if you're a whiskey lover.
I mean, it's for a good cause. And I guess saving the prairie. I don't know what the prairie needs saving from because I totally blanked it out. You have the most beautiful reading cadence. I was just sucked in by that.
Okay, we have breaking news, I think. Nico says, bro, the queso flavored Great Value Ruffles are faking delicious. They're facking delicious. They had a lemony aftertaste. And Maverick says,
he said sad in there. You missed that.
Oh.
It's sad.
I'm sad. Maverick, you need to talk.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Sorry. Are you okay? Are you having a seizure? Call the police!
His subconscious is
call the ambulance. I did. Diane found the hidden code. You know, they're speaking alike. The ambulance. Okay.
He just pissed himself.
I did. I just this like his face. No. All right.
Pee on the street. Just kidding. I was gonna try and start the jam.
I'm regaining control as a producer of the show.
No, are you?
Yes. I am the Reverend JP.
Mm-hmm.
This has been
Diane.
What? Oh. Now you've caused a dilemma, okay? Okay, so as a reverend, I love money.
That's
So part of this is like, all right, if I piss my yellow shorts, I get 50 subs.
No, because what's gonna happen is I owe you free cleanings of your house, and you're gonna send me in here to clean it up.
But at the same time, that's a hell of a mess, and my Xbox is actually right below me, and I don't not want to piss on my Xbox. So
You're just gonna have to take the stream with you to the bathroom. Woo!
I don't know if I can. I'm not peeing on the Xbox. The Xbox was a gift from Extreme, and I can't afford to get a new one. So but Maverick, I really appreciate. Oh, now Maverick jumps in. Woo! Beyond Extreme, that would take our relationship to a whole different level, and I don't know if he's ready for it. I don't know if I'm ready for it. That's a whole different situation. We're losing viewers at this point. We were at... No, we're back at 7. Wait, we just went back up as I talked about peeing on people?
It's because we keep ending the show, but not ending the show.
It's all an illusion. I don't know.
If you want to pee and come back, I will try and hold the viewers. If you want to end it, let's shoot this take this puppy out back and just
all right, we're almost at an hour and a half. we're gonna end this. All right, so I am Reverend JP. This is
Diane.
And we're best of the bottom. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. And if you enjoyed this ridiculous nonsense, you can check us out at pericoproductions.com. We have all our social medias there. If you want to donate to this lovely cause of, I don't know what the fuck it is, but I'm a reverend. I like money, as I said, and that 50 gifted subs is still tempting, but at the same time, God damn, why are you tempting me with money, Maverick? You are an evil person.
I love Maverick. He the spice of the show.
If you are watching on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, hit that notifications, get the bell on, and all that YouTube jargon. And you can listen to us on an audio version at bestofthebottom.podbean.com. And this has been Best of the Bottom. We've been teabagged by a cult this whole time. And you know what? Could be worse.
And it didn't even make us sleepy.
Tasted pretty good.